Junkyard Island, annual basketball game, 1997. Steele stands at the men's room entrance. The annual Junkyard Island basketball game is a tradition that goes back as long as Steele can remember. All the best Junkyard basketball players from around the world will be here to play for the coveted Junkyard Cup. The arena stinks like shit. Vendors sell popcorn and hot dogs, but the smell of the concessions has no chance against the stench of the ancient waste that is Junkyard Island. But Steele is used to the smell, and he's here for more than just basketball. Martin, Steele's protege and sidekick, exits the restroom.
God damn, Steele! It smells more like shit out here than it does in the restrooms.
Come on, kid. We're behind schedule.
I thought we were gonna watch some basketball.
We don't have time. You want one of these evil movie critics causing more trouble? Ever since the massacre at Rock and Roll High School, these freaks have been emboldened. We got a lead and we're gonna follow it.
Okay, what about him? He looks like he could be about to do a terrorist attack in here.
Martin points about 100 feet in front of them at a half-humanoid, half-handgun in a trench coat. He has arms and legs like a human, but his torso is a gun. It's kind of hard to miss.
Is that guy a gun?
How the hell did our hot lead not tell us this guy was a gun?
All the email said was there may be an armed movie critic terrorist at the game around this time.
I'm a big gun.
Oh yeah, he's a big gun.
Crowds of people around the big gun begin to panic and flee.
See, what I don't understand about this guy is why is his face at the end of the barrel?
Exactly what I was thinking. Your face is where the bullets are supposed to come out? That don't make no sense.
As people run past him in terror, the big gun appears to get more upset.
I'm a big gun.
He points his face at a man running for cover behind a cotton candy stand. The gun's face blasts off his body and flies at the poor man. On impact, the bullet/face explodes the man into a million bloody pieces. The hole in the big gun's barrel where its face once was is replaced with an identical-looking one.
Man, what the fuck?
Oh, I see. His face is the bullets. That's crazy.
I'm ready to shoot down your dreams. Get ready for 2 thumbs down.
The big gun begins shooting rapidly all around. Mayhem ensues as stuffed animals are ripped open by bullets. A delicate dance of cotton candy and stuffed animal innards rain down on Steele and Martin.
Damn, he made the funnel cake stand guy leave.
Oh, I see. Gun guy,
The
crazy.
big gun zeroes in on Steele. Enraged, he stampedes towards the duo, a new screaming face emerging from the barrel.
This is a no firearms event.
Steele powers up his suit just as a giant screaming bullet bounces off his energy shield and whizzes into the sky.
Dang, do you ever run out of bullets?
No one will stand in my way. I will ruin everything for everyone.
A booming guitar solo with perfect tone slices through the air. Its sound waves slam the gunman back 15 feet into a porta potty.
Man, who the fuck is playing guitar?
A figure stands 300 yards away holding a flying V guitar. The rude guitar music's energy propels him forward as if he were flying. When he gets closer, the mysterious guitar man unleashes a smattering of technical noodling in the form of a violent attack towards the big gun man, still trying to prop himself out of the broken porta potty he lays in. The soundwave attack shoots through the big gun man and he disintegrates before Steele's eyes.
That has to be Rocker Man.
The guitar man lands beside Martin and Steele. It's Will.
No, sorry. I had to bail on him. Turns out he's a Christian rocker. No thanks. I ended up just stealing his sweet guitar and taking off while he slept in the van. Figure I'd do more good with it than he would.
That's all right. This is more of a hip-hop style function anyway.
Oh, good to know.
Will throws the electric guitar down the porta potty toilet hole.
Anyways, Steele, I need your help. Evil Hollywood deep state agents are about to do something huge that could suck the life out of American cinema forever. We need your brain and your brawn. And, yeah, Martin can come too, I guess.
Martin picks a funnel cake up off the ground. He brushes gunpowder off of it before biting into it.
That's a tall ask. But I guess you did just save Junkyard Island from a gunman. How deep does this Hollywood thing go?
I'll have you caught up by halftime. We have a basketball game to watch. Junkyard Dog's on me.
The 3 men walk into Junkyard Island Arena to watch the basketball game.
You know, I ate that funnel cake, and it had that gunpowder on it. And now I'm thinking maybe that was the equivalent of his guts, or something like that. Did I just eat some of his guts?
Logically, I see where you're coming from, but I think you just ate a little bit of gunpowder, man. Like, don't dwell on it. You did what you did, you know?
Honestly, I still have so many questions, like biologically, about how that big gun guy functioned.
I'm so glad he's dead.
You think his wife is another gun or a holster or something?
Oh, gosh. I hope he didn't have a wife.
Unbeknownst to them,
Or kids.
evil was going to strike again much quicker than they anticipated.
We'd have to take care of those, too. Like, nothing like this should exist, right? Martin, can you do a background check on this gun guy and just see if he has a family? And if he does, you're going to have to take him out. Okay?
Okay.
You're going to have to take him out. I don't care if it's a baby, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like that. It's just like baby Hitler. Okay, yeah, I would kill baby Hitler. I don't care if it's a baby. I'm going to kill baby Hitler.
The fuck?
I don't know. I think that rule should apply for all time travel. See what they do in their lives, and if it causes an issue, then they should be eliminated at birth. It's simple. Switch, I don't know. Have like replacement babies or something.
When I was 19, we invaded Guatemala for fun. I make my own sense.
Okay, Pat, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the 1997, in my opinion, classic superhero movie. It's in my top 1 superhero movies. And you were saying this is your favorite movie of all time.
This is my favorite movie of all time. Without a doubt, this has climbed the ranks to a truly an undefeatable level of this is my favorite movie.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. It's up there for me. I mean, I am a big superhero. For me, it's like rom-coms and then superhero movies.
Yeah.
So this is like technically my second favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. This movie, I know that we've talked about covering this movie for a while, and it does.
Yeah.
I think we're both very angry about the reality of this movie and how the elitist
one specific
deep state
actor.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later, but
how the deep state actually like treated this movie, but with us trying to be as transparent and open as we can with the public and our listeners, our lovely, beautiful listeners. God, we love you so much. Thank you so much.
We love you guys so much.
We love you for the 10,000 subscribers. We just hit 10K subscribers, so thank you all so much for listening. We're bringing truth to a very mysterious industry. And
we're almost to 4 million reviews on Apple Podcasts, so help us get to 4 million reviews. Go give us 5 stars and write us a nice little review. Put your favorite Bible verse, your favorite T-Rex quote, whatever.
Yeah,
but
let us
help
know.
Help us get to 4 million reviews on Apple.
Put 5 stars in there, but you can say whatever you want, truly.
But probably a Bible verse would be good.
That'd be kind of sick if we like included some, because God kind of helps like guide us, and God really is like sort of the way.
I don't know if I've said this on pod before, but God slaps.
I had a bookmark that I got from Bible camp that I cherished for years until my mom got rid of it at a garage sale in my Harry Potter Goblet of Fire book, and it said God rocks, and it was a guitar. And I think about that every time I am reading a book and I want a bookmark. I just think about how much better my life would be if I had that bookmark.
Yeah. And every time I slap somebody, I think
God slaps.
God slaps.
Yeah.
God, I wish
But you know what? Yeah, we can preach gospel all day. Like, faith and finding salvation is like such a huge part of who we are as people, and we do feel like that it's a very strong purpose to live with like faith and, trying to like better yourself in the eyes of God. And like, really when it comes down to it, at the pearly gates, are you going to want to be like begging St. Peter? Are you really going to be like wanting to face your judgment? Or are you going to want to die knowing that the best is yet to come? I can't wait to die.
Yeah. We were just talking about that.
I cannot wait to die.
You a little bit more than me. Because I'm pretty excited to die, but you cannot wait.
Yeah. But that's not what our podcast about. We are. We don't
like to talk about our faith much on here.
Yes.
And that's why I get so upset with Will when he traipses off with the Scientology people.
You would be surprised. There is several sectors, and Christianity Scientologists do exist.
I mean, that's not the Christian faith that I believe in, and I don't think you're going to be allowed at higher grounds, if I have anything to say about it, if you continue down this science path.
Well,
and that's home church.
Only God can judge me, right? And he sent his one and only
I forgot about that one.
Son to die for
I forgot
the
only
sins.
God can judge you.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what? Every time I get put in jury duty, I've been to 3 jury duties, and I get out of every single one. And every single one of them.
You're autistic?
I don't act autistic. I don't know what you mean by that.
You used to do that.
No, I say
you used
to the
brag
judge,
about
I
how
say,
you get
God.
out of stuff.
I don't. No, I don't. That never. No, I never bragged about that. I never said that stuff. I say to the judge, I say, God, only God can judge me. I don't feel comfortable placing judgment on anybody else in this room. And like the last time I was in the court, this woman had killed a man in a bar. And I said, like, I don't feel comfortable judging people. Only God can judge me. And just like looking at her, I can tell she's guilty. She looks rotten. She looks like she pulled the trigger. And so I'm not comfortable judging anybody because only God can judge me. She looked stink. She had a Karen-ass haircut, like a bob cut, high heels, but you could tell she just had a filthy fucking mouth. You could just tell. Just looking at her, she had a filthy fucking mouth. And then she brought, she wasn't even allowed to have a gun. I could tell. She wasn't even allowed to have a gun. And she brought it to a bar and she killed a man. And she claimed self-defense, but I could just tell by looking at her.
Throw her away.
So I told the judge, look, I know for a fact that she's guilty and only God can judge. So I'm not comfortable being here. You should have somebody else. And the lawyer, her lawyer, got rid of me.
Wow.
Yeah, he said,
Did you say right click, send to trash?
Oh my God. You need to, and I've said this before, but Pat, you need to create t-shirts.
I don't get sick of you saying
You are such a t-shirt guy. Like the stuff that you come up with would sell like billion. Like if you were on Shark Tank, like let's just think, like just picture this. You're on Shark Tank. You got Kevin O'Leary.
What's up, Sharkers? It's me, Patrick. I'm here to sell you a shirt. And look at this shirt. It is, of course, a black t-shirt, and it has none other than Donald Trump on it. And what else? On his head is a little mouse cursor. And it says, right-click, send to trash.
Okay, I will give you $6 billion for 1% of your company.
Oh my God. Is this
Deal?
Mark Cuban?
But you need to take the deal now. This is Mark Cuban acting on behalf of literally every single shark.
Can I pray on it real quick?
Absolutely.
Dear God, should I take this deal? It seems like a pretty good deal, but I don't know. Jesus wasn't a businessman. Should I be a businessman? I know my shirts are good, but should I really let someone else own 1%? Yes, I'll take the deal.
Wonderful. And boom, cut to commercial, and that right there is going to be the Shark Tank viral clip of the week because it's where you had
Oh my gosh.
you came in hot, like the momentum just like you looked like a Super Saiyan Goku up there. Presenting the shirt, presenting that shirt idea. Like you truly were like Super Saiyan Goku.
I always say that he's my spirit animal.
Yeah, no,
My
without a
spirit
doubt.
anime.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more cuz I'm 164th Cherokee. And so that's
No,
more
you're not,
actually
Will. You're
aligned
not.
with
We've talked about this. You're not.
well, it's up in the air.
No, you got the
hasn't-
23andMe results, and you're completely
But-
white.
So 23andMe turns out the population the percentages they give you are only based on the populations they've tested. So it's not entirely for certain that they have that they've tested the populations of a good amount of Cherokee Nation.
No.
So
Yeah, you can speculate all you want, but you're completely white, Will. There's no part of you that's Cherokee.
wow.
No matter how, you can still like wolves and stuff. You can still love nature.
Sorry,
but
my
you're not
dog's
Native
barking.
American.
My dog can sense how mad I am. And you're pissing off my dog. My dog is getting mad.
Well, my dog can sense how full of shit you are, and you're pissing him off.
Dang, mijo, I'm sorry. No, let me tell
Sorry,
you what's
Roadhouse.
actually happening. I bought a carpet rake.
What's a
I bought a-
carpet rake?
My wife, she tells me, all I want for Christmas is a carpet rake. It's a rake you use on your carpet. So forget a vacuum.
Vacuum?
We have one. It works great. This goes the extra mile. So I bought it for her for Christmas. By the time this
So you
episode
have to
comes out,
vacuum, and then you have to rake after you vacuum?
no, you rake whenever you want. Doesn't need to be before or after, but I think the rake gets to places in the carpet that the vacuum can't go. You know
I
what
just
mean?
had a great idea.
Uh-oh,
What
okay.
if?
Are we in Shark Tank again?
Yeah.
Okay, so we open
Hello,
in.
Sharkman. Hello,
Oh my god,
Sharkphiles.
he's back. Holy shit.
It's me. You know me from the right-click, send to trash Donald Trump shirt.
I can't believe he's back. He has so much money. I can't believe he's back.
I have a better idea than that t-shirt.
Okay.
We all know about the carpet rake, right? Of course.
Yeah. Simple.
Well, I have the carpet plow. For the pet owners out there, you just comes with a whole rig. You tie the plow to the back of the pet, and then they do all the carpet raking for you.
Oh my god. This is Lori speaking on behalf of Bed Bath & Beyond and CVC.
You're the one I had in mind
Network?
for this, Lori.
And CVC Network. I would like to give you my entire fortune
Okay.
for just one prototype of that carpet
No
plow, 'cause
stake
I
in
have
the company.
Don't need it.
You want to give me
I would
your,
die happy.
your nigh $billion fortune for one of my
Yes.
plows?
Yes, just one.
That's tough.
Oh, please.
Can I pray on it?
Yeah, let's pray.
Dear God, this seems like a really good deal, but I know I don't want to be greedy and selfish. I know I'm already blessed enough. I had the huge boon with the t-shirt. I tried to get you one. You didn't ever send me your address, but I tried to get you one of my t-shirts. But I'm rich now. But I have this even better idea, Lord. And I think this could help a lot of people, Lord. Should I take this deal? Uh-huh. Okay, I'll do it on one condition.
Yes, anything.
I get your fortune, you get a plow, but I also get to plow you.
Wow. I was hoping for that. But can we turn the cameras off, please?
Yeah, let's get these cameras off.
Please turn the cameras off. You know I'm married.
Let's get craft services out of here too. Just
Can you guys just give us a second, please, sharks? Can you guys give us a second? Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, other ones. Like Susan Sarandon or whoever.
yeah.
The thing is,
Corey?
I am married. And he's on the cusp of a very huge discovery for all of humankind. He's pretty close to molecular time travel.
Your
And
husband?
if he were to catch me, sucking your dick,
Mm-hmm.
it would distract him. This could set back a huge thing. So
Lori, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I want to take you to bed. I want to take you to bath. I want to take you to beyond.
oh my god, I am sweating. I've never had those words. I have literally had dreams of that being said to me by you, and I can't believe that
By
the
me?
manifestation is.
My heart's fluttering. Yeah, I don't know if you remember the first time I was on when I sold my, the shirts with Donald Trump on them.
Absolutely.
Right click, send to trash.
Yeah.
I kept making eye contact with you, and I could not stop thinking about you.
I had unbuttoned my blouse a bit, so you would,
I noticed.
So you would notice. So on camera,
So-
I will need to decline,
Okay.
but you can bet your buckaroo butt that right after this, I'm eating that quark of yours.
I'm going to
as
send
if
you to
it's
bed.
like
I'm going to send you to bath.
thanks-
I'm going to send you to beyond.
Oh my god! And if you can just keep saying that the entire time,
I will.
and as long as you can eat my box as well, you'll have to eat my box.
I'll eat your box. I'll eat your front box. I'll eat your back box.
If we could 69 and you could eat my box while I'm eating your cork, that would be.
Yeah, if you could, if we could do a standing 69 where you're holding me
I like that.
and we're both wearing my T-shirt with Donald Trump on them, it says right click, send to trash.
But make mine a crop top. I don't want any fabric getting in the way of you eating my box.
Ugh, yeah. And you have a great midsection. You should be showing that off.
And I'd like you to see it. I don't get to show it off very often, but I'd like you to see it.
Your
I'm going to
husband's
book us a
busy.
room at the Hilton. Top floor, a suite. So we each have our own little space. I know that you like to read. I know you love Sudoku. And you do the Sudoku
Well,
every day in the New York Times.
Got to keep the brain active. That's how I come up with all these inventions.
And I'd love to get you after you spend time on that Sudoku.
It's when I'm at my physical peak. When my brain and my mind and my soul all converge. At
A
that
lot of
perfect
people,
moment.
yeah, whenever I'm on an airplane, I see somebody working on Sudoku. I understand that they too are a freak, because Sudoku is the most erotic type of puzzle you could possibly play.
Yeah, everyone that does Sudoku is a sex pest, at least.
At the very least, they've dabbled, they've watched porn, and they've looked at some things that sadly they're ashamed about. But who am I to judge? I watch absolutely incredible pornography. And I have
All
no
right,
shame
Lori,
about
well,
it.
I love that about you, and
So
how about you come sit on this cock, and hey, if your husband does figure out molecular time travel, just go back in time. We never did this.
that would be a miracle.
End scene, and that is Will and I's new two-man
Wow, I got
show that we're
lost.
working on.
I got lost in that.
It's
But
called
that's what-
Shark Tank,
Yeah, and that
a
scene.
love story.
Patrick and I both studied the Meisner technique, Stanislavski and Meisner, and we know how to really take acting to the next level. So, Pat, this movie is a work of art. This is, the 1990s were a time of inclusion. This was a time where the elites of Hollywood, for, as well-intentioned as they were, decided that, yes, people of color can be the lead of a movie for once.
Finally.
We had Eddie Murphy, we had Will Smith, and of course we had the great Shaquille O'Neal. And
yes, my favorite black actor.
Truly, absolutely amazing. This wasn't his first role, and there's a good reason. It's because his acting's amazing. And for all of the, Mandela effectors out there, yes, Shaquille O'Neal was in Kazam. He did an amazing job, and his performance will bring you to tears every single time. Just like he does in this movie.
Is not in this movie. Is not RoboCop.
This movie is not RoboCop, and this movie had a lot going for it. This is 1997. This is Lakers at their best. The Bulls dynasty is now put to rest.
MJ
Kobe
has
Bryant
handed the crown over to Kobe Bryant.
Yes. And who is going to eventually coach the Lakers? Phil Jackson, coach of the Bulls.
Yes.
This is 1997. He's not there yet, but you know what? They have to start from somewhere, and a lot is at risk. Most notably, you'll have any Lakers fan out there is going to know who the number one Lakers fan is. And who is that, Pat?
It's Jack Nicholson, the Joker, baby.
It's Jack Nicholson. Jack.
And who has more stake in the Lakers' well-being than their number one super fan? Nobody. Nobody loves the Lakers more than Jack Nicholson. Everyone knows that, unless you're a retard. And, sorry. I just am really passionate about basketball.
We get pretty upset about this movie, too. So.
He loved Shaq. I mean, Shaq is one of the most dominant players to ever play the game of basketball. And he kind of got nervous because he's an actor himself. He knows how hard it is.
Yeah. How
much time and effort it takes to film a movie. And he had a motive. And we know we had a private investigator do some digging, and we did find some things. But Jack Nicholson wanted to bomb Shaq's acting career for the better of the Lakers.
Yeah. All of the signs point directly to Jack on this. And, Jack Nicholson Jack has been known to say that he didn't make his fortune through acting. He spent his money terribly in his early career when he made the most. But he made his fortune on sports betting. There's a reason why he was sitting courtside for all of those games. It's his number one interest. Jack Nicholson, also incredible friends to some of the world's most famous movie critics. I mean, Roger Ebert is just one small pebble in the enormous well of contacts that Jack Nicholson has to the deep state. So this begs the question. That guy has
a whole house for his Rolodex.
Exactly.
This man is well connected.
This begs the question of, does one man's actions lead him to being a necessary part of the Hollywood elitist deep state? And the answer is, oh God, yes. Because his connections to the critics is not where it ends. Jack Nicholson, as the Joker of, at that point in time, the largest comic book series to exist
Ever.
on film, Batman, was now you have a new DC movie coming out. And
You felt threatened by this for sure.
yeah, you're going to feel extremely threatened by this, especially because Warner Brothers, the same company that was making Batman, is so excited about this movie that they rushed the script and the direction and production of this movie to come out 2 months after Batman and Robin. This movie was not slated to release a year after, and Warner Brothers said no. This movie will be the next Batman series. Shaquille O'Neal is the best actor of our time, and we will see
He's very
enormous
charismatic.
results from this.
Totally.
We can go into the dozens of names that we can drop that absolutely fought to kill this movie, but we're going to focus.
He's the number one. He had the biggest impact on that.
Absolutely.
You touched on his basketball betting, and it's just I've actually started a nonprofit foundation. If you would like to donate it, you can Venmo me. But it's solely.
Let him know.
I
Pat.
went back and watched the tapes. There's so many video edits of these clips on YouTube, but just YouTube Jack Nicholson courtside, Staples Center, tripping opponents. And there are over 50 different clips of him tripping players. Penny Hardaway, Steve Kerr. He's tripped Steve Kerr. He's tripped Reggie
Tim
Miller.
Duncan.
He tripped Tim Duncan.
Kevin Garnett.
He tripped Kevin Garnett. There's everybody that's
Derrick
played in the
Rose.
last 20.
Derrick
got
Rose
hurt.
originally
Got
tore his
hurt.
Achilles heel because of Jack Nicholson. And you guys need to
And
know
no one
that.
talks about this.
Derrick
So
Rose was 20 years old when he had this injury.
This man could have been the next MJ. One of the most explosive players to ever play the game, and his prime was cut short because of this evil man. But anyway, that's what my nonprofit's about. It should be illegal for people sitting courtside to do any sports betting. They have too much of an impact on the game. So Venmo me.
Yeah. And what's the organization called, Pat?
You know
That
it. You know the name of it.
It's called Courtside Hospitality. And it's a 401c nonprofit
Mhm.
that Patrick has started. And right now the website's kind of all sort of, there's a lot of work to do with the website, so it's
it's a
best just to
nonprofit.
send.
It's not like we're making a bunch of money right now.
Yeah,
so
it's
You
best-
gotta Venmo me.
Exactly. Design and development's all done pro bono by a wonderful team. Shout out to the Chicago Arts Collective for that donation. But Pat is accepting accepting monetary donations through Venmo right now if you pay him directly, and that money will
Giraffe fights.
go directly towards the research and reconnaissance of these predators on the court.
Jack Nicholson being one of the main offenders.
Yeah. And
Spike
also,
Lee up there.
yeah, with that being said, just, shout out to our Patreon is the best way to support us. And obviously, sending any sort of monetary money, any money to us at all would be good, because our we have a new lawyer, and we're currently dealing with some. I don't know if we can talk about this. Can we, Pat? Like,
He
we
told
got
us
some
not
legal
to.
problems.
Our lawyer advised us not to.
Well, what? Yeah, but he gave us wording that we can use to describe, because obviously our listeners want to know. But basically,
Who was our last lawyer?
well, we're not allowed to say his name, but his tagline is 1-800-NOT-DRUNK. We're not allowed to say.
Yeah, I never even met him, but he fired us.
Well, he's not just firing us. Now we do have another active suit against us. For
We're gonna go to
defamation
prison.
of all things.
I don't
For
want to go to
defamation
prison.
of all things. We're not going to go to prison because our new lawyer, Keith Custis, attorney Keith Custis of Custis Law, he's a great lawyer. He's compassionate and dedicated litigator who founded Custis Law to help individuals facing difficult work issues. Keith focuses his practice on the representation of employees in cases involving wrongful termination, workplace discrimination,
Did he
sexual
tell you to
harassment,
read his
retaliation,
website?
wage and hour laws, and violation of
Did he tell
numerous
you
laws.
to?
No, this is just what I know about the guy. Professional
reading his
memberships
website.
and some accolades of his are Consumer Attorney of California, Consumer Attorneys Association of Los Angeles, and the National Employment Lawyers Association. He spent his early years growing up in Ohio and Iowa, but he graduated from the University of Georgia cum laude with a degree in English. Keith then worked for the United Way of the Capital Area in Hartford, Connecticut.
Is this an
raising
ad?
funds that were distributed to health and human service agencies.
I thought
throughout the
we
Hartford area.
weren't doing ads anymore.
This isn't an ad. This is me just talking about our new representation, Keith Custis.
Keith Cussword. What's his name?
Keith Custis. Keith Custis is
Keith
our
Cussword.
new lawyer, and he has promised us we don't have to pay anything to him except for he gets 100% of our counter lawsuit to both Frank Azar and our 1-800-NOT-DRUNK guy.
What about Chris Angel?
That's another legal battle that we're going to have to fund ourselves, and that is why we need the dough.
Yeah, so Venmo me or
Let
join
me
the
tell you,
Patreon.
Having such a successful podcast, like I would never wish this on anybody, even my own enemies, but Patrick and I are driven by not only the truth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but also by the truth of
Blood.
And that's the elitist Hollywood deep state has their puppet masters controlling everything that you see. The insurrection was caused by them. The Guantanamo Bay was caused by them.
Yeah, Guantanamo Bay was caused by them.
Hurricane Irene a couple years ago was caused by them. And that
Yeah.
caused a blood bags shortage for all of the United States. Think about that.
Uh-huh.
They're disgusting.
They did John Bonet.
That we're saving that for a later episode, but the John Benet Ramsey case of Boulder, Colorado, an infamous Colorado murder,
Deep State.
is 1000% Hollywood elitist deep state, and it's
I feel like we've barely
shocking.
talked about this damn movie.
Let's get back to it. This movie is about, if you don't know what it's about, I don't necessarily blame you, but at the same time, I hate your fucking guts.
I want to kick your ass. I want to smash your head with a sledgehammer if you don't know about steel.
It's kind of like, do the work, like do the fucking work. If you were raised in like a very comfortable upbringing, then you have the luxury of not knowing what this movie is. But you need to go out of your way to look at the art that questions society's norms, looks at race, looks at accessibility, looks at class, and
looks at trash.
Yes.
One man's right click send to trash is another man's right click send to treasure.
Save as, and then insert into an email, send it to all of your colleagues and make them laugh. That's Friday vibes right there.
One man's right click send to trash is another man's right click send to embed to email, CC everybody in the office. Send.
And that's another t-shirt idea. We don't need to do another scene.
Oh, with
but
Joe Biden? With Joe Biden and Kamala on there?
That's so good. That's so good. Cracking me up. I would buy that t-shirt. If I had $6 billion, I would Shark Tank that for sure. I would Shark Tank that.
Oh, they're just back
sure.
to back. They're back to back.
Whoa. See, now you're really... Okay, back to the movie. So, in this movie, we have Shaquille O'Neal, he's a military recruit, but he's damn good at his job. And he has a connection with a woman named Sparky. This movie is PG, so you don't see any of the sex, but there is plenty of sex going on. And lots of love.
Yeah.
And it's very forward.
I knew we were in for a gritty movie when one of the first scenes is a 7-foot tall black man kidnapping a handicapped woman out of the disabled veterans center.
But that was out of necessity because he knew that she deserved
He needed
more.
to get his nut. He needed to get his nut.
She wouldn't even make eye contact with him. She was stuck staring out the window in complete disarray. And he was like, you know what?
That is such a
Fuck this.
beautiful moment when
I'm
he
taking
breaks the windows and glass shatters in her eyes, but she feels the air, fresh air for the first time in a long time. And then that's when he knows, like, I have to kidnap this bitch and get my nut.
And a nut he got. And she got her nut also. Because we are woke. She also got her nut.
Yeah, I didn't mean
she
it like
also
that.
got her
They're
nut.
They're
No, I know
madly
you
in
didn't.
love.
Yeah, I know you didn't. And you can
She
tell.
got her nut too.
I can only imagine him with his big, beautiful hands. He wouldn't even have to do much.
Part of me thinks that she's just with him because she's like, well, I can't feel nothing down there. And this guy is massive.
Because he's so massive. No,
And
you know what?
like, I don't want to, that's not my first thing, but if he's also black and like, it's a stereotype because it's usually true. And she's thinking about all this. And she's like, maybe if I just get a giant ass dick inside me, I'll feel something for once. But he does that emotionally too. You know, like he's such a sweetheart emotionally.
It's hard not to fetishize Shaquille O'Neal because he is. Yeah, there's a lot of fetish shit in this movie. A suit made of steel, a big ass hammer, motorcycles, a woman in a wheelchair, and you can't help it.
Black teens.
But you know what?
For you, Will,
love
you love
is real.
That.
The love is real, right? And
Yeah,
you feel in this movie
they love each other.
because when you get taken out of it for a moment, like myself, when you have to go to the bathroom, it makes you sad that you're like, wait, this isn't real because the acting is so incredible and the tension is so intense. It's so hard to even define, and it just makes you feel like life's worth living and that, like,
It's beautiful.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
So Shaq gets discharged from the military from injuries, and the guy who misfired this big ass gun is let loose, and now he's selling bad shit to the gang members of Shaquille O'Neal's community in Los Angeles. And he's like, I'm sick of this. I'm going to make a positive change in this community.
and he's working in a steel forgery, and he decides that with the help of his uncle and this woman that he just broke out of this woman that he broke out of the VA center, that he's going to he's going to be his own vigilante.
This woman, who happens to be a goddamn motherfucking tech whiz genius.
She's so, to put it frankly, she's not just smart. She's like Stephen Hawking in this movie. But then more utility-wise, I would say.
She can talk. She has motor function. Her leg just don't work. She doesn't need robot to talk. She doesn't have robot voice. So she's not that much like Stephen Hawking. She's not like, hello, John. Hello, John Irons. I would like you to carry me to bed.
No, you're right, Pat. She's not like Stephen
But
Hawking
she is a genius.
in the way
She's
that
a genius, though. Okay,
she's not
is that what you
yeah.
meant?
Yes. She's smart like that.
But she's not a philanderer like him either, though.
No, she's loyal.
Stephen
She's
Hawking
loyal.
was a predator.
Yeah, she's loyal. She's loyal. And so this movie has some ups and it has downs. And this movie all around will make you cry.
Not her much, though.
It will make you cry. It'll make you call your mother. And it'll make you call 911 on all of white society. Because this movie is so poignant to the socio-political arrangement of today.
It's crazy how prescient this movie was. It's so relevant to what's happening today.
Yes.
And every white person in this movie is either racist or in a wheelchair. I'll say it.
And it's true.
I said it.
Because literally
and
every
Stephen
white
Hawking
person
ain't
in this movie is racist. And that's the point of this movie, and that's why it's a bigger story. I think in the 90s, we were fed this idea of, we don't see black or white, and, everybody is one. We're all connected, which is true. We are connected. But at the same time, the actions that followed from these situations and these movies wasn't at all the narrative that they were giving. So a lot of us kids growing up, privileged, are being told by Steel, being told by Batman, being told by Superman, hey, like your black friend Dustin Uzardo, it doesn't matter that he's black because he's the same. And he's really good at football. And all of the jokes he says to you, you can say right back to him. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is that you can't say those to Dustin Uzardo because it is not the same. And Dustin Uzardo...
What was it? What did you say?
I don't remember the joke.
You don't?
No. I was in the second grade. I don't remember the joke that Dustin Uzardo told me and I told him back. But I will say this.
You?
I don't remember. But I remember that it wasn't okay.
What did you say to him?
I'm telling you, I don't remember. I don't remember.
What did he say to you?
His friend Jeremy Blizzard wanted to beat my ass.
From the Blizzard fortune?
No, I wish. Jeremy Blizzard was definitely not from any fortune because Jeremy Blizzard was from the streets. And you did not want to fuck with Jeremy Blizzard. I watched Jeremy Blizzard pull his tooth straight out of his mouth in choir. I watched him just... His tooth wasn't even loose. He just yanked that fucker out of there. His mouth got covered in blood. Yeah.
No.
So when Jeremy Blizzard wants to beat your ass...
Should we not talk about him?
No, it's okay.
Should I bleep his name out?
Yeah, you probably should.
I don't want him to get mad. I don't want him to get mad at us.
I don't think Dustin Uzardo was even mad at me. I think that Jeremy Blizzard just wanted to beat my ass in general because he didn't like me
his name.
Being friends with Dustin Uzardo. Just bleep out all these names. You'll bleep these names, right?
Just stop saying them. It's more work.
Okay, note to Pat. Bleep all of the names before this point.
Perfect.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you, honestly, because, he would have my head. But like I was saying,
Jeez.
this movie hit a lot of very current events that are happening, especially in the city it resides in. In Los Angeles, living in Los Angeles, you see this every single day. And it's a sight to behold, honestly. So Steele really is the hero we need. And this movie not only hits all of those current events, but it has such an amazing all-star cast of people that are just...
Your favorite actor, my favorite actor.
The greatest actor of all time, I'll say it. And
Richard Roundtree.
Oh, I was thinking of Shaquille O'Neal. Richard Roundtree?
Your favorite actor, Richard Roundtree. My favorite actor, Ray J.
Ray J was in this movie?
Yeah, your favorite actor, Ray J. Or my favorite actor, Ray J. Your favorite actor, Richard Roundtree.
The only thing I know Ray J from is from his acting career
I'll
with
have
Kim
to beep it
Kardashian.
out. My favorite movie. You know that's my favorite movie.
For good reason, too. It's Kim K at her best. I've never seen it. I can't get myself to watch it.
The cinema veritas of it all is very good. It's just a great flick.
Let me be real with you guys. I have never watched the Kim K video. I have tried, and I cannot bring myself to click play. Because what that video represents for Kim is something I would never wish. I know I've said this twice now, but I would never wish that on my worst enemy, because I love women and I believe that they are...
You don't have to do this.
So...
Well,
no,
you don't have to do this.
I'm being serious. This is why I've never watched it because I respect her.
I know you respect
career.
women.
She is known.
Everyone knows you respect women. You don't have to do this. This is just pandering.
No, I'm not pandering. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say it quickly. But people think of the reason why Kim Kardashian's famous. Her dad. Blah blah blah.
Fat ass.
And her beautiful fat ass. On top of Ray J's beautiful, silky brown penis. That is disgusting.
No, it's really good. It's my favorite movie. And your favorite actor's Richard Roundtree. My favorite actor's Ray J.
I did love Richard Roundtree in this. I did love Richard Roundtree in this movie. He plays the best uncle ever. And... you know what I love about this movie? I love that this was a superhero movie that included a team. Just like in Blade. Mm-hmm. I like that there's a team involved. I'm so sick of the alone, by themselves bullshit. Like, superheroes
is the guy in
would have
Blade
a
in a wheelchair? Is the old man in a wheelchair?
Oh, shit. I think he might be. No, he totally is. He's totally in a wheelchair. And I love that. This is giving otherly accessible people a voice in cinema, and we need more of them. I have plenty of otherly accessible friends that are absolutely hilarious, that deserve incredible careers that shouldn't be judged by their other accessibility. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a little
term?
I have a little person friend. And I like to put him in my cupboard. It's really funny. He's really funny. Just put him in there. Just turn all the lights off and act like you walk away, but you're really right there.
You're right
and
there.
You just listen to him. And you just listen to him.
And what does he say?
So funny.
So let's get to, I mean, God, we've just been jabbing about Christ and everything in between. Okay, Pat. So what was a scene that, made you cry or left you speechless?
The scene that made me cry and left me speechless, it was kind of a silent sob that I was doing.
Oh boy, okay.
At the end,
This movie had lots of them.
I mean, I haven't even had a chance to talk about how much I love the gospel soundtrack. There's so many beautiful moments with this gospel soundtrack.
So powerful.
But the scene that really got me was at the end when they're the wheelchair lady is invited to the cookout. At the end, they're at the cookout, and Sparky reveals that she can stand up. I mean, not really, but she's invented she invented a new wheelchair that allows her to stand up, and it doesn't look like she's able to move when she's standing. So she kind of, she has to go back down to like move again. But now at least she can stand up, and Shaq doesn't have to crouch as low to kiss her.
It's amazing.
And that made me cry. And then the gospel music comes in. It's like this whole choir thing. And it's like, stand up. Come on now, stand up. Yeah, stand up. And it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful crescendo. Because she stood up. Johnny Iron stood up for what he believed in. And it's just a win for the team. And I love
beautiful
that.
Imagery. Let me tell my dog to be quiet really fast. One sec. Let me tell you a scene that left me speechless.
Yes.
This is when this is before steel is invented, right? John's just trying to get a grip on, he saw a military grade weapon that he watched kill a senator and almost kill the love of his life, Sparky. He watches a gang in his neighborhood using it. He goes to confront the leader of this gang, and this is Shaquille O'Neal at his best. I mean, this scene just had me in tears, and he's shaking him. He's like, "Where did you get this gun from? Where did you get this gun from?"
Oh, chills.
And he in his one hand he breaks they're at a billiards hall, and he breaks the pool stick with one hand.
Yeah.
That part had me absolutely speechless.
Oh, that's scary. I would never want to be in that position. I would never like to see a man that big mad at me.
No. And if Shaquille O'Neal was ever mad at me in that way, I would say, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this to you.
I'm so sorry. Go Lakers.
Let me make it right. Let me make it right.
Let me kiss you.
Let me make it right." All right, Pat. There's one thing I need to say, because I know that we always, every episode, we have a part that says, what would we agree with the critics on? Right? What could we possibly agree with the critics on? Because I know, but because this movie, yeah, this is a trigger for him. Because this movie and its downfall is so,
I hate this one.
Because this movie and its downfall is so related to critics and their reviews, and not by moviegoers, movie ticket purchases, or anything, this one gets a pass because there isn't a fucking thing I agree with the critics on with this movie. Everything I've ever read, I read over 1,000 different reviews.
Whoa,
for
who's
this
that
movie.
behind me? That scared me.
Oh my god.
It was a reflection
it's
of
on
the TV.
That is so scary.
That scared the shit out of me. I'm an idiot.
Man, honestly, I got spooked too.
Go ahead.
It looked like I don't think that it's fair to say. There's nothing I agree with the critics on, because everything the critics said was completely baseless. And we're gonna go into that in just a little bit, but that one gets a pass. And I know, Pat, you don't agree with jack shit the critics say ever, but
I did find one article about
really? Okay.
About how the guns were metaphor for crack in the hood, and it was a little too heavy-handed, and I guess I could see where they're coming from.
Okay, yeah. I didn't. Out of the 1,000 reviews I read, I did not read that. I also didn't. I would say that maybe I could agree with that. I think that would be smart. And with that, you know exactly what time it is. Okay. Yeah.
Is it time for the God tier scene?
Bruh.
Yeah, you know exactly what time it is.
Wave your hands in the air if it's God tier. We're gonna God tier into overtime.
Welcome to the God tier.
And we agreed on this one, actually. And Will initially missed it because he went to the bathroom.
I went tinky at the worst possible, literally 30 seconds of this movie.
During the God tier scene. But luckily, we recorded his reaction to him watching it for the first time. So let's just cut that in right here. God, when she starts firing bullets out of her wheelchair and just like going 360 mode.
What? Did I miss that completely?
You missed her shooting fireworks out of her wheelchair?
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Where were you?
Okay, there was one bathroom break towards the end, and I was like,
during the fucking final action scene? You took a bathroom break during the final action sequence?
It was just a pee. It was just a pee. But I was like,
how'd you
know
miss
what?
Her whole...
That's what I'm wondering.
Says, like, why should you get to have all the fun?
Oh my God.
She even shoots him, but his armor's so powerful that it doesn't even affect him.
How did I miss this? I need to see this because that's...
Might be my God tier scene.
Oh my God. Oh
Improver
my
alert.
God. Yeah. How did I miss this?
You watching it?
Let me pull this shit up. This is just a scene that I feel like I need to see. Let me just pull this up.
Yeah, of course you do.
It's really
hard.
hard.
I thought I was checked out during this movie.
Well, in my defense, it's not the fastest paced movie until
Definitely
literally
not.
the last like 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna lie if I'd be lying if I said I didn't fast forward through some of this.
All right. It's towards the end, right?
Yeah, it's when they're with all the bad guys, when he's selling guns.
Oh shit, this is so loud. How do I turn it down? Oh my God.
Hey Siri, turn down Will's computer. Oh my.
Oh, I went too fast. Okay. Is it after the bad guy pulls her out and like has them held hostage?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is
It's after I think it's after he hits the magnetic button.
the switch that I felt like this was a beautiful part of the movie because it's sort of a reference to, hey, this guy fucked everybody over by overdoing it in the beginning.
Yeah, he was He wasn't
Oh
letting the game.
shit!
You seeing
Oh
it?
shit! It's going down right now.
It's going down.
Oh my god!
Doesn't she?
She's lighting this whole fucking place on fire. Oh my god!
She's not even aiming.
God. I was wondering how this place caught fire. Oh my god! She's blowing up cars and shit. Holy
She
shit!
shoots steel.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Okay, in my defense of my pee scene, this literally was within 15 seconds.
The best 15 seconds of the whole movie.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
I can't believe you missed that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. She's going fucking nuts, turning circles in that thing. Holy shit.
She looked like a goddamn firecracker.
Oh my fucking god.
All right. Anything you want to add to that?
Just like we said last time, Frisian, total chills is the most incredible scene to exist. It's total vengeance, it's total retribution, it's 1000%. You're watching a woman who's crippled.
It's so empowering to handicap women all over the world.
Yes, you're watching a woman who's crippled get her fucking justice, and it's absolutely
Sick.
amazing.
It's so sick.
It's amazing. That's the God tier scene. Pat, what do you have to add to it?
I thought it was reckless. She burnt down the whole damn place. But it was just cool as shit, and it made the movie for me.
She blew up cars. She burnt down the whole place. She shot her friend.
Guess that's why they call her Sparky.
She had, but that's such beautiful imagery because the rage that she's, you know what? I'm taking control of my life. Yeah, you know what? I had my legs taken from me. Yeah, I have a spinal injury that makes it so that I don't feel this beautiful black pepper inside my pepper. And two pepper. Like a pepper. Like, you know how peppers can be both male and female.
No. You fumbled.
I don't know what to call it.
Vagina?
Is that the right term, though?
For a pussy?
Yeah.
A
Is we
vagina,
talking
pussy,
proper? I'm just trying to
yoni,
speak anatomical. I don't want to
vaginal canal.
Oh, that does sound familiar. She gets
Don't look it up.
She gets her fucking vengeance here, and it's a beautiful sight to see.
Stand up. Come on now. Stand up. Stand up. It's gospel time.
All right, so let's talk about some of these critics.
Hold on.
God.
Let's add we need a loading our guns clips for right before this part. Let's go to the critics.
Because of what we're gonna do to them.
Yeah.
My God. Okay. This first one, I'm almost positive this name's anonymous because there's no way this name's real. But just know that we will find you in your real identity. We're gonna hunt you down, and nothing can save you from the absolute torture and pain that we will inflict on you. Okay, so this is from Film Critics R Us, the name Carter Jacobs. So Carter wrote, Steel isn't a movie to excite or even entertain. It exists to move merchandise, specifically Shaquille O'Neal's oversized physique and marketing machine.
What?
Carter, not only is your white KKK hood showing, I want to put a rope around your neck and drag you through hot coals.
Yeah. I wanna shove Steel's hammer up your ass, you little prick. You oversized. Who says Shaq is oversized? That is so rude of you to say that about him, and you're just so cynical, and I want to chop your head off with a hammer.
Okay, and you're an adult that has some sort of issue with children's toys, you sick fuck? You sick fuck, you're roaming the toy aisle, giving a score of 10 out of 10 for the fucking Barbie dolls and shit? You pedophile fuck?
Pervert? You smelling the kids in the Barbie aisle?
Carter
Why are you
Jacobs.
smelling the kids in the Barbie aisle, Carter?
The first thing I would do if I caught you in a toy aisle at the Walmart is I'm going to de-pants you to show everybody your erect, tiny little penis. And then I'm going to take a car battery and I'm going to connect a car battery to both of your testicles. And I'm going to hold your arms behind your back. And I'm going to make sure everybody watches you as I drag you around the Walmart.
Tell 'em.
And your balls are being shocked the entire time. And you're just going to be praying that it ends. Please end this. This guy is sick. Please help me. Please help me. And no one's going to come in to intervene because they're going to trust me. They see me and they trust me. But you, Carter Jacobs, you are a sick fuck. And everybody can see that. No matter what veil you have over your fucking face and your identity, it is obvious to those that know you, that you love, that absolutely despise your fucking guts, that you're a disgusting, sick, creepy, pedophile fuck. And you deserve to be tortured.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, while he's doing that, I'm live on Instagram. And your parents follow me.
It's embarrassing for you, honestly. I'm just embarrassed for you. How could you let this happen? But your parents don't disagree that you don't deserve this. They definitely agree that you deserve this, no matter how much they caused you to be like this.
Yeah, what he said.
Pat, do you want to talk about our next critic, or should I?
Oh, are you talking about Gabe Trotter of the New York Crimes?
Yes, I certainly am. Keep in mind, folks, that the employees of the New York Times just went on strike because of how fake the news is on New York Times. And so they went on strike because of how fake everything is. So just keep that in mind.
This coward Gabe Trotter said, Steele is so far removed from the source material that I honestly feel like they could have made exactly the same movie, called it something else, and no one would ever assume that it has anything to do with the DC Comics character. Oh, also, it sucks. Oh my god, I hate this guy.
Let me tell you what I want to do to Gabe Trotter. Okay?
Spill it. Spill the beans.
I want to lock him in a sauna.
Yep.
And I want to turn up the temperature to as high as it goes. And
of course.
I'm gonna cook him for days. I'm gonna cook him for days. He's not gonna be able to get out.
How many days, Will?
As long as it takes. As many days as it takes to watch him just cook. I want him to
You're
cook
roasting him
slowly. I want him to look like a rotisserie chicken when I'm done with him. You know what I mean?
Yum.
Baster him in butter, sorts of seasonings. I want to watch him cook. And he's going to scream. He's going to scream. And after the screams, and this is my part, this is where I get pleasure, is when he is silent and having to come to terms with his regrets. That's what I want. That's that silence.
And oh yeah, I'm there. And I'm going live on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And your whole family follows me.
And you know what's so funny about this, Gabe? While Pat's on Instagram, is people are sending him money left and right.
Yes.
We're going to make a game out of it. We're going to say, give him some water, give him some food, turn the temperature down a little bit, turn it up a little bit if you pay X amount. And people are giving us all sorts of money. But it all ends the same way. And it's a slow and painful demise for you.
We're basically doing the Saw game on you.
Yeah. And is it worth
with the lady's back. It's so scary. Look how scary that is.
It definitely makes me feel, it triggers my flight or fight. It triggers my flight or fight, and is it Netflix? Is it Netflix?
Yeah.
Is it Rope?
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix. What show is that?
I don't know. I didn't see. But anyway, Gabe, after we're done making a fortune off of going live,
So much money.
I'm going to smash your head in with a big hammer because you're a comic book nerd and no one cares about the Steel comics, you loser. We're jocks and we care about Shaq. So get dunked on, bitch.
I'm so happy that you felt the need to spread so much hate in this world, because it just paints a really clear picture of the cleanse that we need to happen. And that means this world needs to cleanse itself of you. And I am more than happy to do it while Patrick has it live on Instagram. Because the world would be a better place without some hoity-toity. Don't pretend that you were a comic book fan of a series that started 4 months before the movie began. Okay? Don't pretend.
Never.
All right? You sick fuck. You piece of shit. You deserve nothing but ridicule and loneliness your entire life.
Join the Birthday Piss Patreon. Of course, we are putting all of these critics' home addresses behind that $5 paywall. Mm-hmm. Go to patreon.com/birthdaypiss if you really want to give them something to talk about.
We do post their home address, and we have a daily schedule. We are working on updating this, but we have a daily schedule of their routines, so you can catch them at certain times of the day and harass them. And we do all sorts of fun outings together.
We don't want to hurt them physically. We just want to wear them down physically. Not physically. We want to wear them down mentally and emotionally till they have a breakdown and leave.
Exactly. And we're doing something in the new year, kind of like Pokemon Go raids, where we're all going to join up. We're going to have these meetups together and festivals where we all sort of celebrate hazing these people, and we're going to do it together, and it's going to be really fun.
Amen.
Well, join us next week for another wonderful episode where we deep dive into ridding this world of the Hollywood elitist deep state. I'm one part of your show's hosts, William.
And I'm the other host part of the show, and my name is Patrick. And Movie Boys Forever. And we love you. Stay safe.
Pirate!
And that was loud.
I'm so sorry.
Certified cinephiles.
Man, who the fuck is playing guitar?